welcome back to TimberBorn and take 3 of starting this video. So I have been playing around with mods a little bit. So I'm recording on my laptop. Explain why I'm doing that in a bit. But on my laptop, on a save that I was playing while I was away, I could use more mods than I was able to do when I started trying to play this save on my desktop. So on take 2 of recording the intro to this video, I had those mods installed and I spoke for about 5-10 minutes, did a few bits, unpaused the game, and the game crashed. So we're on take 3. I'm recording on my laptop because I'm traveling with work, and the reason that was take 2 is I started recording this video at home but I ran out of time and Steam hasn't synced and I want to make some progress, so we're going again. Not really lost much. I only played for about 15 minutes and realized that I just was not going to have time to finish recording the video. So we do have simple floodgate triggers back. So this is already set up so that it will fill and pause. I've got this set up so that during droughts and bad tides, it will keep this full, and we do need to open this floodgate so that we can refill the reservoir. We have this set of 3 floodgates set off of the contamination, so if we get a bad tide they'll shut. And I thought I had them set so that in a drought, I guess we probably want to do a basic when drought starts set to that, and when drought ends set to that. And then over here we have this one set as well, and we should probably do the same thing. But probably when drought ends, maybe actually we want them to stay somewhat higher at 2.5, 1.5 for those. And then this set are not automated because they're part of our bad tide / too much water control. I'm going to unpause these because we do need to make sure that we are pumping a lot of water, because our water usage has gone up a lot because of the irrigation changes that we made. The other thing that we can do is automate all of these, and this is the job that I sat and did. And this is the thing that I sat and did in the first recording of this video, and then I didn't give Steam long enough to sync up. And I'm away for a few days, and I kind of needed and wanted to get this video finished. I really enjoy playing TimberBorn. So while I was away, I wasn't playing this save because this is a save that I use to make videos, and I wasn't I wasn't recording videos while I was away, but I was playing a lot of TimberBorn in the evenings. So I don't speak about the real world so much in these videos, but those of you that don't watch the farming videos, my wife has chronic pain and chronic fatigue. So that can mean that, like if we went out for the day, and going out for the day these days means driving around some places, and depending on how things are going, she uses a powered wheelchair to get around because she struggles with fatigue so much. So we might run. We might have a look around a town, something like that, and then we would go back to the cottage, and she would sleep. She would be in a lot of pain. She would go to bed and sleep. So quite often in the evenings, I would be meeting the dogs, and so I would break out TimberBorn, and I played quite a bit. So the other thing we can do is put our small water store here for this jobby. So that's set to obtain. So we've done that one, that one. That's set now. So that's okay. Did we do all three of those? 1, 2, 3. Yep, so they are all set. So let's unpause. And over here, so there's a couple more bits I need to sort. Over here, these guys have used up all of the metal, so we can set you free to do whatever you need to do. And we still have this one, and actually we have a fair bit of scrap metal, so when we need to, we can put in some more use your words, some more metal collectors. Right, before I go sort that out, I want to sort out over here. So one, we need a worker in here, and we need this prioritized by haulers so they can get them out. And also I realized that we don't have all of these trees set for cutting, so we're going to do that. We're also going to make sure that they are not set for planting. And that's kind of weird that it's not showing me, I guess because they're planted, but I'm just going to make sure that they're not replanting, and they shouldn't be because they don't have the dirt texture under them like these do, but just to make sure. And we need this guy to get all of this cut so that we can build a much bigger barrier around here. That's the plan. These are not set up yet, so let's do that. So again, we're going to attach to the stream gauge. We are going to pause if we are above, let's go 0.7-ish, and we will unpause if we're below 0.5-ish. You know, it's all pretty approximate with this stuff. I wish I could type numbers in here, but you can't. So we'll go with what we can do. And what I found kind of helped was reducing the sensitivity on the mouse a little bit. So that kind of helps. And one more to go. So pause when above 0.6 something, unpause when below. Yeah, that'll do. And then when drought starts, we need to drop that down. We go to 1. When drought ends, we go to 0. When bad tide starts, we go to 1. And when bad tide ends, we go to 0.5. And we'll put that on 0.5 as well, actually. So 0.5, please. Which one did I set all of those on? There we go. Yeah, so they should be at 0.5. And this is now filling. Both of these are in fact now filling. Something else that I noticed as I was looking around is I need to reduce the height of these a little bit, because we have 3 high floodgates, and on the other side it's fine, but on this side it's kind of blocked off, so we should do that. I also want to replace this with a water pump so that we can pump more water out of here. And that's all okay. I need to set these floodgates up. So what we're going to do is when a drought starts, we're going to go to 1. When a drought ends, we're going to go to 0. And then bad tide, we want to be at 0 and 0, and the same over here. So, and the reason that we need to do this is that when we've got the main water sources active, and it's just too much water to run through here, and we get some of the flooding issue. I think the last issue before we go into problem solving mode is that the motivatoriums need power. not a problem, as we have power over here. So we can just go right angle, high power shaft, and then just run straight across here into there, and we are good once the power line has been built. So that's cool. I think that was everything. So it gets a bit confusing when you do this a few times, but yeah. And how long do these trees have left? I'm kind of thinking that we are going to rip down these spare trees. How deep is that? It's 0.1. So that, yep, they are running. Yeah, these trees that aren't grown in, I think we're going to rip out. Some of them are popping in, so maybe we'll leave it a little while. Once they've got all the rest of these cleared, any that aren't grown in, we will clear out, because we do need to be progressing this whole thing. We also need to think about the power, and something else that I want to do is, and we'll do it now while I remember, let's set that to high priority, and we'll prioritize the collection. I love watching these guys just rush in and build stuff or pick stuff up. We're going to have 2 of the mechanical pumps filling this, and what I want to do is put a dam piece in here, so that if we get to the point where it's full, it'll just be putting water into the irrigation channel. I think that's sensible. It feels to me like it's unlikely to flood, so I think that works. So let's get that in, and we'll then put back the deep mechanical pump. How are we looking over here? We are looking pretty good, actually. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put these up to 2.5. In fact, it's not going to let me, but I am going to open this up, and because we've got plenty of bad tide, I'm going to close that, and hopefully the combination of the two will mean that we are in. I'm going to pump out of all of these because we need as much water stored as we can get. We can actually store 14,000 liters of water, and we have nowhere near that stored. So hopefully these pumps are enough to get us in a much better place with our water levels. And obviously what I need to do, I think, is tweak this one so that our low level is 1.5, and then over here we want our low level to 2.5, and then we'll set this to be 2.5, and hopefully that will just keep water flowing everywhere and be nice and controlled and avoid lots of flooding over here. So power wise we are pretty good. I forgot to actually open these, even though I spoke about setting them to be ready for excess water, and at the moment we're not getting excess water, so that's the thing. It's coming down this way, which is okay because everything's filling, which is what we need. And we need to get as much water stored as we can in the next couple of days. So we thought for a moment I was still on a 24-day month, which a 24-hour day, 24-day month. Hey, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So this is all cleared out. these are, some of those are not that far from being grown in actually, so we can leave those. And what I'm going to have a look at down here is the power for this. So what we want to do, I think, is we need to, I want to put a stream gauge here as a high priority, because we're going to use that to control this pump. We are going to be coming down here and then up from this direction. So I think we can go, let's go double. No, let's not do that. Let's go triple. Let's go high power shaft. Let's go triple and single, and another high power shaft. And we are almost at the same height. We are going to have to go around a corner. Obviously, maybe not obviously. The vertical power shafts would be so much easier for this, but I'm kind of wary of adding mods at the moment because of all of the issues around when they update the game, breaking mods and, you know, breaking saves. And I don't like that. So at the moment, we're going with a bare minimum, and the only one that's really, you know, if we lose it, it's bad, is the ladders. So and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build platforms over all of this so that we have the access that we need to be able to build stuff. So by doing that and bunging in some path, we should be able to build everything in the power stack. These we can build off the edge, and then we just need a couple of straight power shafts. We do need to swap that for a three-way connector, and we'll make that a high priority. And we're starting to hydrate it, but we've just lost that obviously with taking this out. So hopefully they build that nice and quickly. And then we can plant some more corn and eggplant up here, having moved those farms forward slightly, and I believe that's an eggplant as well. So that'll be cool. They're getting that built, so that'll keep this filling, particularly as now we have water in here. We are actually using all of the water that's coming in, which is kind of amusing. So I'm going to drop that down to 1.5 as well. So, and maybe we could, I've only got that at 2.5, so yeah. It's just that we're pumping a lot, and we're also getting this pretty full, which is nice. So we're going to need, we've got 221 beavers, and we have got some vacancies. If I could get my darn phone to unlock, I know darn, such a strong word. So let's say we've got 225, so that's 450 per day. So we've got like 10 days worth of water stored, which is not great. You know, we've got the 13,000 liters of storage. So I feel like probably, and I don't know how much of an impact we can make in 1.5 days. I know I need to go sort the pine forest, but I'm kind of concerned that we've only got 10 days worth of water stored. So let's see if we can address that somewhat. And what we're going to need to do, or not need, what I want to do is, would it be more sensible? That might be more sensible because there's already a path there. Let's delete those, and maybe we just come off of here. That'll give us 3 more pumps potentially. If we do that, we could make it 4. So let's do that, and then water pump. I really wish that we had the Folktales large water pump. It's so good in these kind of situations. But 4 more water pumps seems to me like a good idea. See if we can get a bit more water stored. We've got plenty of wood, we've got plenty of logs, so we can make all of this. We just need to get the stuffs. So maybe we be sensible and we make use of our army of haulers, and we actually do that and get a couple of little stores built over here so the haulers can bring all the materials in, and you can just see an army of builders, which is so cool. But yeah, better if we can make use of the combined might of the hauling force and the building force. So over here, I want to, it's going to shock you, there's dynamite coming. There is dynamite coming. So I want to start to take out this area and make it deeper. So we'll just put that there for now. I find it kind of nuts that we're actually pumping so much water out of this, that the inflow is the same as the water pumping. I find that kind of nuts. And I guess we've got water coming this way, so kind of why it's balanced out, and we're making a lot of power, so that's good. Right, so they're getting those built. We are short some beavers, so probably what I should do is make sure to prioritize those workplaces as well. And we're going to have quite a bit. So we've got all of this full. This is as full as it can go. And so we're going to be in a pretty good place. What I am going to do is basic. We are going to, when drought starts, go to 1, and when bad tide starts, go to 1. Just so that I don't forget. Yep. So they are doing pretty well, and we could put more water pumps in here as well. That feels like not a terrible idea to me. So the reason that I'm nervous about water, and I think I spoke about it in the previous one, when the update dropped, I was playing on, I don't remember which map, with the Folktales on holiday, and I lost an entire colony due to thirst. I did all the work to increase all of the irrigation, and we ran out of water in a long drought. So we've got a drought coming. We've only got 10 days worth of water stored, so I'm a little bit nervous. What level's that set to? Set to a half. It's flooding out of here. It's not because of the pump. That's okay. That's intentional. Cool. So we probably want to make sure that happens. This is not going to stay here, so I'm not going to worry about how it behaves in a drought. That's fine. How are we looking over here? We are good. How are our eggplants looking? So the factories are in pretty good condition, and we put in some, oh, not eggplant, algae rations. We just put in some storage for them last time, so that's cool. Yeah, we could do with some more beavers, but I am a little bit twitchy about all these empty water barrels, so I'm gonna hold off. And actually, one thing that I want another stream gauge in here, because we've got back the ability to make use of those, and we will at some point be doing that. So why aren't you pumping? Because you are almost full. You've only got to go next door. There we go. Make some progress, fella. Make some progress. So how are these trees looking? They are 81%. So that would be 6 days away. So I think we could just let those grow in. I think that'll be okay. We are still working on building the extra water pumping capacity, and I'm really thinking that maybe we throw in another one here as well. Well, because water is in a well. I know. So funny. But yeah, I just think that's going to help us in the, not even in the long term, as soon as this darn drought hits, because we could be in for a rough ride. I'm not sure why we have a bunch of hungry beavers. Because why are you at minus? Why are you starving? Why do we have beavers starving when we literally have food? There's fermented cassavas right there. Why are you starving when there is so much food available? Why get to be that hungry? Don't get it. And there is our drought. So let's just check that. Let's stick a bit of dynamite there. Let's just check how everything's doing. So this is looking really good. We should get the rest of the farms working. I'm still unsure if I could reduce the size of this where we've got these, because that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. So these probably irrigate all of this. So we might be able to narrow the channels back down and reclaim some land at some point. We'll wait and see on that front. So that's up at full height. That's up. That's not up. And that's probably not up. So that'll store water in here, and we'll make use of that hopefully in here. So let's detonate that, and we'll then delete the next piece and put in a single dynamite there. So that's all okay. We probably now need to reopen this guy and get that flowing again. And let's just check. These have gone up, so that's going to route around there. That's cool. Right, I think we can start to tackle this jobby. So first thing we probably need to do is get some of these dead trees cut down. We are 29 beavers short. But yeah, so I think for now I'm going to pause all of the water dumps over here, because clearly they're not doing the job that they need to. And let's get some of these old dead trees cut down, and let's make sure everywhere is marked for cutting as well, so that we are actually cutting down everything that we need to. Yeah, so I'll let them get those trees cut down, because what I think we need to do is we need to expand with a bit of terraforming and some dynamiting and make all of these to be much closer to the 3x3 that we need. So that's my intent. So I'm going to let them work. Let's run at 3 times speed so we can get some stuff done. And we're at 5.5k water, so that is not 28 days. 28 days later, we'll see if we're still alive. So 5.6 divided by 220 times 2. So that is not right, because I did 5700 divided by, let's just go 440. So we've got nearly 13 days worth of water stored, and we are the wrong end of a 28-day drought. So those maths do not work. So we do need to keep pumping. So 2 schools of thought here. 1, we pump as much water as we can out of here so that we don't have evaporation. I think that's probably the way to go, given how much storage we have. So what I'm going to do is, this is at a half. These are set so that what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them so that they pump slightly over a half. And what that's going to do probably is, once this starts to evaporate, keep the water pumping constantly out of here into here. You might be wondering, why am I in we're at the start of the drought, we've got a lot of water stored, but I'm not convinced that we are in a position where we have all of the water that we need to last what is going to be a long drought where we use a lot of water. So that is why I am kind of in the slightly panicky, maybe not quite mode that I'm in. Once this drops, we will remove these. Let's dynamite that. Landscaping, there we go. So that is all built. That's built, so we can hook up down here. So we're going to do attach to stream gauge. We're going to pause if above 0.5, and we'll unpause if below that, because we don't need to keep a lot of water in there. We just need to have water in the little catchment area here so that it can pump in. And actually what we're seeing here is that we have this set too high. So we're at 2.65. Oh no, I didn't reattach it to the stream gauge. That would be why. So attach to stream gauge. Pause if above. If we go 2.6. And it doesn't really matter because the water's just cycling back through. And there we go. Let's do that. And we'll see how that goes. So that's cool. We could build another warehouse just here if we needed to. And not sure what we need to be storing in here. But hey, let's... maybe some corn rations. That way, if they get hungry over here, they can eat like they all are, because they are not so bright, it would seem. I'm thinking that we need to put a staircase there so we can get that last piece of dynamite. We are going to have a fair bit of dynamiting to do in here. And how are these trees looking? They are 88%. These ones are 65%. So these ones are going to go away This is going to go away. This is going to go away. And we can actually then make a start on, let's delete that as well, on the terraforming over here. So that's going to go all the way to there. And then inside here, given that I've just deleted the lumberjack, I'm just going to delete these. So let's do that. I'm going to guess we could do that as well. And that's probably a really dumb idea, actually, if we want to be blowing stuff up in here, but it'll take them long enough that I think it'll be okay. So let's fill that area with dynamite, and now we can do this. You go there, and then you run all the way along there, there, and there. You get deleted. You run all the way along there, and there. There we go. Hopefully, yeah, cool. So let's detonate that, and then we need to put in a bunch of single dynamite to take that right down to the bottom level, and let's detonate what's in, shall we? There we go, and that will let them get to some more if they're going in down from below. And if we do this, that will have this hooked up, and there's still a little bit of water here, so we're not going to delete this, or can we? Yeah, because we could just let it flow in. Yeah, let's delete these. We don't need those, so they can go. We need to leave that one while we're putting in that. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Let's do that instead. And just run a bit of path there, and they'll get that done. So while they're doing that, we're going to put in the deep mechanical pumps here. So we're going to do 2 like that, and then we're going to have a stream gauge there, so that basically when there's water in this bit, they're pumping out. And we could, this might be sensible, because I think this is only a 5 drop, so it would probably be sensible to put some dynamite in there and get that to maximum depth, and then we could blast the rest of this out as well. So that would be a good idea, I think. How are we looking over here? So they've got everything cut down. So I think I'm thinking a lot, aren't I? I know. So thinking man's game is playing with your beaver. So what we're going to do is make this much bigger. So we want to go out, pondering. Do I just fill it in and then blow stuff up? I think so. So we're going to delete that and that and that, because we want to be able to put in a 3x3 basically. We probably don't need a block there. We need to be careful about how we lay these in, actually. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So we need to go there, 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 there. That's 1, 2, there, there. Now you've got yourself stuck already, you dummy. There? No, that's 2 by. We need to go 1 further. So delete that, delete that. How have you got so stuck? Oh, it's because that's there. So let's delete that and you can get out. Let's delete that. And so back to landscaping. So we are 1, 2, 3. So we need to be over here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we need to come across here. So do that. No. Hit the R key prematurely, and you don't want to be premature when you're pressing buttons. You can really disappoint people that way. And then like that. So that should give us a 3 by 3. We're then going to need to dynamite those down 3. Those down 2. And you down 1, I believe. And all of that they should be able to access once the stairs are in. But if I do a ladder, we're not going to get beavers stuck. So let's do that. Let's prioritize that and bung some path in. So they can get around and do all of that. And then over here, we need to do something similar. So let's delete that. Let's delete that bit of path. We are going to need to triple dynamite all of that. And then that's going to be 3. So we need to go along there, there. Yep. And then that needs to be full of double dynamite. And probably this needs a ladder just there. And that'll be that one sorted. So that's those 2 planned. Down here, I'm kind of hoping that we can just detonate out something that's... And that's 3 by 3. The issue is that that's going to leak. So what we should do is let's do a bit of proactive terraforming and make it still look okay, I think, with something like that. And you can then bring a path around, something like that, and stick that back there. So that's that one covered, apart from the fact that I just did a bit of a dumb. I didn't actually, but we need to wait for them to fill in the terraforming there, and I might need to rotate these. We will see. And then similarly over here we have a slight challenge in that we have this metal, and what might be sensible is seeing if we can kind of bait the beavers into taking that out by placing a flag right next to it, really close, and see if they will take... There's a lot of metal there. There's 90 odd metal there, so that might not work. Let's see how we're looking once we've got these all in and done. Right, this is in, so let's detonate that and then place our deep mechanical pumps. Pause that one, and then that way we have the option for making that all deeper. Let's see, we can detonate most of this now. So good. We've just got one more piece to go there. They're making decent progress. We probably need some path along here. We do have a stuck beaver, and I do have a bit of lag because my laptop is not as good as my desktop. So let's get this placed, and then we can remove all these stairs. So you are not doing great, are you, fella? So do I want to rescue you? The fact that we're short 27 beavers says I probably do. So what we would have to do is quickly build a couple of staircases there. And I guess it wouldn't hurt in the long term to have that there. So we'll see if we can rescue him. How's this looking? We are getting down there. We've got 22 days to go and 8,500 water. So this is at 0.23, and we're going to kick in at 0.19. I'm thinking that we nudge that up to 0.25. Can I get that one? There we go. So start moving some of that water. How are we looking over here? We've still got a reasonable amount. So let's detonate that. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry if I'm jumping around kind of a lot. There are a bunch of jobs that we need to get done as we still work on getting over where we ended up after this update. So let's let this water into here. Less surface area means less evaporation, and also it can be pumped. So all positives. Let's delete that, and let's bung some dynamite there. And yeah, I'm actually going to leave those open because that will pull water into here as the water level drops. And let's have a think. We have... so we do... I keep closing the calculator on my phone. We do 18 times 3. We do 54 water per pump. And we use 440 divided by 54. So we need 8 pumps running to stay neutral on water. So the 5 we have here is not enough, but we'll do okay. We also have loads here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So we have 17 plus 5, 22... 23, 24 pumps, and I said we needed 8, so that gives us 3 times as many, which is probably not enough actually to get so that when we get to a drought we've actually got enough water stored. And that's not a massive problem because we've got things designed in such a way that we can pump through a drought. So it's maybe not a problem and maybe not something I need to worry about, but it would definitely... Why aren't you coming out of there? Oh, because I built them that way around, didn't I? Yeah. Delete you and delete you, and then you should be free. There you go, free beaver. Well done. We saved you. Yay us. We are good beaver overlords. So let's prioritize picking that up, please, folks, because something that I'm worried about in the longer term is the amount of logs that we will need later in the game. So again, the other 2 saves that I played while I was away, I always got to the point where I didn't have enough trees. And we have a pretty big oak forest here. Yeah, that's a lot of trees. And we will have this pretty big pine forest once it's all finished. I mean, there's quite a lot of work to do here. They've pulled that one out. So hopefully they are now cracking on with this piece because it's right next to them. And then we are going to need to rip out some of these saplings. So we're going to go there. And it could go, yeah, if they could get rid of that, we just need to put a terrain block in and we could do that. So, and we just put a terrain block there and that would seal it up, I believe. Yeah, so no, don't do this one. I wonder if I rotated it. So if I did path there and there and put it like that. I'm really trying to micromanage taking that out. But it's really quite important that they do, because otherwise the water's going to leak out. So, yeah. How are we looking up here? I think our terraformers are probably busy with this project over here, which I'm not bothered about because it is kind of important. So that's all built. That's all blasted down except that piece. So let's high prioritize picking those up. We also want to delete all of this, and they can come and get those as well. And we do not want to delete that staircase yet so that they can get to these. I almost pulled the trigger prematurely, and no one likes to be premature. Right, that looks like a double dynamite to me. No storage space for planks. Wow, that's in that case we will do that in the interest of making progress, because we would not want to stand in the way of progress. Why are they not? Are we out of dirt? We are out of dirt. We need to fire up the dirt excavator. Get excavating excavators. Now I'm guessing our... Oh, that's empty. So we are going to drop that. And that should allow the pumping in here to shuffle some of this water across. And what I'm going to do, I think, is shut this down to be the bank of pumps over here. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that should keep us net neutral for water-ish. Plus we have these pumping, so still okay. We are on 9,000 water. I do not know my 440 times table. I know what kind of mathematician do I call myself. Well, I don't. So, you know, we've actually got 20 days worth of water stored. So we are technically okay, apart from the fact that we use a buttload of water for irrigation. So irrigation, water butt. Yeah, I know. I'm good at this comedy stuff, aren't I? So we are going to need... We don't need to get down here anymore, I don't think. But we do need to detonate these and then delete this piece of path. And we can then think about closing this up and also getting power to this. And how high have I got those set? 0.6. You are too high. 69 is too much. 60.58. Let's lock that down a bit. So we are 0.71 is too much as well. 06. 0.6. Oh, there we go. So yeah, let's start thinking about power, and we are going to have to do these one at a time unless we build an elevated walkway, and I don't fancy doing that. So we've got 18 days to get this finished, so that's okay. This looks like it's working. There is water in here, so this is paused. and there is water in here. So this is paused. So that's working rather magnificently. This is all working away. Let's have a look at our motivatoriums. These are kind of weird. Yep. Beavers hitting things with things leads to progress. Buildings. And it's kind of cool that they sit in there. That is kind of cool. Yeah. How's our stuff looking? So yeah, and the fun's a bit low. The fun is a bit low, but we are doing 18-hour work days, which is probably the problem. But I am not willing to ease up on that just yet. So deal with it, young beavers. Right, so we are full of planks, so we can pause planks. We are not quite, but very full on gears, so we're going to pause gears. Dynamite, we're going to pause a couple of those. Treated planks, we can pause one of those, and metal, we can pause one of those, I think, which has sorted our beaver issue out rather splendidly. So yeah, he is now pulling the metal out of there. This is poised ready, so once the metal's gone, we can put in the terraforming. They still need to do all of the terraforming over here. We now have dirt, which is good. We could maybe do with more terraformers, and we could put a terraforming station there. If we put a yeah, it's terraforming. We should probably terraform under it, but the terraformers are busy, so the builders are not. So we'll get that in. They are all working away, and just want to check. They're coming all the way around here. We have dirt here, so it's not really a problem, I don't think. And they are making progress now, which is good. Well, let's do the next bit of the power process. So, our stream gauge did not get placed, let alone built. So probably I need to, if I delete that, yeah, they can get to it there. We need that in. So we do need that in. I know, slightly annoying that I've placed it and then deleted it, but deal with it. This is working. So we're pumping water out of this tank now into here, and probably what I should do is this one. I'm going to attach to the stream gauge over here. That didn't work. Attach to stream gauge. And what we're going to do is going to disable during temperate. And if this is below 0.5, we're going to set it to 1. If it's above some amount, we'll have it set to 0.5. And that means it's probably gone to 0.5, which is fine because these are set to pump it to 0.56, which should keep water coming into here. So, and I guess we could nudge this up to 0.63, 0.6, maybe 0.6. We'll do that. And yeah, basically I want to, it's kind of inefficient, but it does also keep the mangroves hydrated. We're kind of passing water through the mangroves into the pumpable area. So but we do need this to go up quite a way before that's going to happen. And what I wanted to do over here, let's just quickly check on our build projects and then we'll go back to that. So we should start putting power back, and we should also look to extend the rest of this. So and then then it's just a case of getting it built. Do we want to go across there? We're gonna have to do some dynamiting, but I don't see why we wouldn't. Don't see why we wouldn't. So there we go. So that now just needs building. And we seem to be at the point where we have quite a lot of terraforming going on, but this is kind of essential for doing our hydration of our crops. And what we could do is we could put a water pump on here if we needed to, and then basically if we get desperate, we can pump the water from here up, irrigate the crops, and then use it to irrigate the beavers. You know, that is an option. I guess probably maybe we should just bung that there for now as well. I don't know if it'll help or not. And we now have extra terraformers terraforming, which is brilliant. And matey here is almost done. The terraforming up here is going in, and I think because it's getting to the point where I need to end the video, because wow, it's way later than I thought. I need to go to bed. I'm going to just prioritize this so we can get it done and see what effect we have on this. Yeah, I did not realize what the time is. It's time I should be asleep. So I will be back in 1 second. I am back. I really have no idea how much video we recorded so far. I'm going to stick in a pile to store dirt to see if that helps speed up the terraforming over here, because as I say, really would like to get this done because I would really like to go to sleep. So yep, not a gamer in sense of staying up late kind of gamer. I like my sleep. Not that I get much of it, but I do like my sleep. So yeah, not so much like need, that's the word. Right, you're done. You are done, sir. And we are going to landscaping, terraform, high priority. I'm going to terraform there as well, and then we can do pine trees, and we can probably then plant along the back here. Oh, cool. That's all in. So let's detonate all of that, and then attach to stream gauge, and we are going to pause when above 2.6, unpause when below, let's go 2.3. Cool. So a few more bits to do over here. That's all done, so we can attach to stream gauge, pause when above about 2.6, unpause when below 2 point something. Awesome. We might as well detonate this, and then we just need to wait for the terraforming to be done. Now, we've got dirt here now, which should hopefully speed the process up a little bit, although they seem to be going all the way back here for dirt, which is a little bit annoying. And that may be because my pathing is not optimal. Hey, if you're here for optimal gameplay, probably come to the wrong place. What can I tell you? Awesome. So that one can get set up now. So we are going to attach the stream gauge. Pause. And we could go higher. We could go 2.7 maybe. And we just need them to finish this one. For some reason, they don't seem keen. We got 4 blocks to go. So I think over here, we can probably, yeah, we can plant this up with pine trees. So let's do that. And let's, feels like we need to extend the cut area a little bit there, get those 2 cut down, and we can put pine trees in. Something like that. That will do us. So I think we start the process of replanting now. Quite a lot to replant, obviously. So we're going to get all of the foresters going. We have a couple more blocks to do up here. And that will be good. It's going to take them a little while to fill these up. But you can see the irrigation spreading slowly as they work. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get everything replanted and all fully irrigated. Let's whiz back over here. So if you've watched one of my previous series, you'll probably be laughing at this process because I found it kind of funny before. And we want to attach to stream gauge. We are going to pause if the depth is below. Let's go 0.06, and we're going to unpause if the depth is above another small number. And the same here. We are going to attach to a stream gauge. We are going to pause if the depth is below a small number, and unpause if the depth is below a slightly less small number. So cool, that's in. And so these don't need to be operational. This doesn't need to be closed up for 12 days. So we're kind of good there. This is at 0.47. So yeah, that's okay. We have, pause these guys. There's no water there, but there's still some water there, which is good. Let's keep the process going of sorting this out, and then we can rebuild the crossing. So yeah, we have, let's go back to my calculator. I don't think I've used it so much, so that's going to be 450. So 7,800 divided by 450. We have 17 days worth of water and only 12 days of drought left. So we've improved a lot, which is really good. So this was worth it. Between videos, I will sort out the hydration over here. I'm still really confused as to why we end up with a bunch of really hungry beavers. Unless we need to be storing some edible food over here. But we have the corn rations, so there is edible food there. They just need to eat it. Yeah, I don't know. Dirt has picked back up again. So we're good there. We've got 1,000 corn rations, 700 eggplant rations, a couple of hundred algae rations. So we've got food. So I'm not sure why they end up starving by the end of the day. If you guys have tips on fixing that, that would be really useful. Let's head back over here, and this is all done now, so we can detonate this. And you, not going to sing the rest of that song, a slightly controversial TV program these days. And then we can delete this path. I now have that tune stuck in my head. There we we go. No, we don't want to delete that. I just want to check that I can actually plant pine trees around here. Let's delete that. And what these are going to do is mask the slightly excessive building or irrigation we had to do. So patch to stream gauge. Pause above 2.6. Unpause below. Let's go with that for now. And you can see over here we have rehydrated quite a nice area, which is really cool. And actually most of the area is being replanted, so I think there's a few bits that we can, a few extra bits we can plant down here maybe. And yeah, quite possibly. So let's just throw in a few more. As I said, I am somewhat paranoid about not having enough wood once we get into the later game. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm going a bit, I guess, trigger happy almost on getting lots planted. Yeah, I think if we give this 12 days, this will look very different. Although we'll then be starting to cut it down. So yeah. Anywho, I do need to stop at this point. As I said, I need my sleep. So I think we're in a pretty good place actually. We've got the pumping system for the farm irrigation pretty much sorted. And we just need a few more power pieces built. We've got a little bit more terraforming to do, but not a lot. And we do have more terraformers now, so that shouldn't take too long. We should definitely be done in the 10 more days of drought that we've got. So probably, he says this is really bad at ending videos. We want to think about deepening this area. So probably worth like running a road up here. And probably only worth doing it one, because that's how deep the deep mechanical pumps can get. But I do think it's worth doing, because what that will do is in a drought, we will be able to pump a little bit longer from here into here. So, yeah. Kind of what I'm thinking. Nah. You know, it gives the builders something to do, because they don't like sitting about bored. We can actually throw in a couple of extra pine trees there as well. I believe those are ones that are being harvested. We should probably cycle out the pine trees in here for oak trees at this point. Actually, where I've just put those to be planted, I think I am going to actually set all of the pine trees over here to not be replanted. And what I think we should be looking at doing is, I wonder if we put irrigation barriers there and maybe there, whether that will protect these trees so we can plant the rest of them that we can't plant at the moment. The other thing that we can do is we could move our forester back to here, and that will let us delete the forester there, and we can gain a couple of tiles back to plant trees. which seems like a good idea. And there's actually a bit of room to plant a few more pines for resin up here. Let's do that. Let's get that done. And we're not... I'm going to make a statement, and I haven't checked. We're not short of pine resin. This little bit is keeping us more than full of pine resin. So, yeah. Wow, they're getting those placed pretty quick. And this, which is really cool. It's going to be really nice to have another big project finished. And, yeah. Right. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I don't know if I said at the start, there may not have been game sound because I'm on the road and got to pack my headphones, and I usually capture the desktop audio for TimberBorn, and so I don't have desktop audio on. I have it on very quiet, so there may or may not be game sound, may or may not have been game sound. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Comments, questions, suggestions, stick them below. How do I deal with all these beavers ending up hungry at the end of the day? Especially given that there is food here. There are corn rations. Do I need to sprinkle feeding stations around the map over this side? I'm not sure. Yeah. Well, thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are awesome. And let's just put that in and put the path back. And I will see you next time for more TimberBorn.